Tennis's biggest bad boys, from Nastase to Nick Kyrgios, a comparison of the sport's most notorious provocateurs. Tennis is a sport built on the pillars of absolute decorum. It is a world of pristine white apparel, polite golf claps, and chair umpires whispering, "Quiet, please," like librarians guarding an ancient sacred scroll. If you chew your strawberries and cream too loudly in the center court echelons at Wimbledon, you risk a stern glance from a minor royal. It is an environment meticulously engineered for composure. But every now and then, someone walks onto that perfectly manicured lawn, looks at the centuries of tradition, and decides to use the rulebook as lighter fluid. The bad boy archetype isn't a glitch in tennis history. It is a vital counterweight. For every stoic mechanical champion who operates with the cold precision of a Swiss watchmaker, the tennis gods bless us with an agent of absolute chaos. This is a journey through the evolution of tennis's most notorious provocateurs, from the theatrical antics of the 1970s to the algorithmic digital age defiance of the modern era. Ilie Năstase, the blueprint of nasty. To understand where the modern rebel comes from, we have to look back to 1970s Romania. Before Ilie Năstase, tennis players who got angry might have given a stiff-lipped glare at a linesman. Nastase turned the court into a vaudeville theater of the absurd. Appropriately nicknamed Nasty, Nastase didn't just break the rules, he danced on them. He was known to play matches wearing a fur coat during warm-ups, borrow umbrellas from fans in the middle of a point if it started to drizzle, and explicitly insult opponents to disrupt their rhythm. "As long as I can look in the mirror and like what I see, I don't care what the world thinks," Nastase once remarked. Yet, Nastase's brilliance lay in his paradox. He was an absolute genius with a racket. His touch and shot-making were poetic, which only made his petulance more agonizing for opponents. He would drop-shot a rival into oblivion and then bow to the crowd like an opera singer. He was the original prototype, proving that a player could be completely unhinged and still reach world number one. The industrial-scale fury, John McEnroe and Jimmy Connors. Entering the late 70s and 80s, the American duo of John McEnroe and Jimmy Connors turned tennis into a blood sport. Jimmy Connors brought a street fighter mentality. He didn't just want to win, he wanted to destroy his opponent's psyche, often grabbing his crotch, shouting profanities, and whipping the crowd into an absolute frenzy. Then came John McEnroe. If Connors was a boxer, McEnroe was a volcanic perfectionist. His rages weren't just tactical, they were deeply existential. McEnroe genuinely believed that every incorrect line call was an affront to cosmic justice. His immortal phrasing, "You cannot be serious," became a cultural catchphrase because it perfectly captured his utter disbelief at human incompetence. McEnroe would attack net cords, shatter rackets, and verbally dismantle chair umpires with a vocabulary that kept television censors sweating. Yet, like Nastase, his tantrums were backed by a sublime artistic volleying game that yielded 7 Grand Slam singles titles. The Rockstar Rebels, Andre Agassi and Marat Safin. As tennis transitioned into the 1990s and 2000s, the nature of the bad boy shifted from vocal rage to aesthetic defiance and existential apathy. Enter young Andre Agassi. With his neon denim shorts, long bleached hair, later revealed to be a toupee, and image is everything marketing campaign, Agassi was a direct rebellion against the country club establishment. He initially skipped Wimbledon because he refused to conform to the strict all-white dress code. Agassi humanized the rebel, showing that sometimes the bad boy behavior was just a shield for a young man suffocated by expectations. A decade later, Russia gave us Marat Safin. Safin didn't necessarily hate the umpires. He seemed to have a deep, tragic war with his own immense talent. Standing at 6'4", with the athleticism of a heavyweight boxer and a backhand from Mount Olympus, Safin's weapon of choice was racket destruction. It is estimated that Safin smashed over 1,000 rackets across his career. He famously celebrated winning a point at the French Open by dropping his shorts, earning a point penalty. Safin was the romantic bad boy, charismatic, wildly unpredictable, and always playing like a man who might leave the tournament mid-match to go ride a motorcycle through the Alps. Nick Kyrgios, the digital age iconoclast. That brings us to the modern apex of tennis polarization, Nick Kyrgios. If McEnroe was fighting the system, Kyrgios is fighting the very concept of tennis itself. For years, the immensely talented Australian has openly admitted that he doesn't love the sport, prefers basketball, and would rather be streaming video games. This existential detachment makes him a completely different beast. Kyrgios treats a tennis court like an interactive live stream. He hits tweeners, between the legs shots, on breakpoints, blasts underhand serves to mock the baseline positioning of greats like Rafael Nadal, and regularly argues with spectators, famously demanding an umpire eject a fan because she looked like she'd had 700 drinks. What makes Kyrgios a supreme scroll stopper is his raw, uncurated authenticity. Even on his arduous comeback trail following extensive knee and wrist surgeries, his return to the grass courts of Stuttgart reminded everyone of his explosive power. Love him or loathe him, when Kyrgios is on court, you cannot look away. He might serve 30 aces, get a code violation for swearing at his own player box, and play a flawless point all within a 5-minute span. If you've stayed with us this far, it means you're finding real value in this content. Please take a moment to like the video. This helps YouTube recommend it to more viewers so others can benefit as well. And be sure to stay with us until the very end because we have a special gift waiting for you. Now, let's get back to the video. The head-to-head chaos matrix. To see how these eras truly stack up, we can look at how their brands of rebellion manifested on the court. Era, antagonist, primary weapon of mass distraction, definitive outrageous moment, under-the-hood tennis genius. 1970s, Ilie Năstase, psychological warfare, mocking opponents, crowd manipulation. Playing a match in a full-length fur coat and taking a fan's umbrella mid-game. Master of touch, spin, and baseline geometry, the first ATP world #1. 1980s, John McEnroe, high-decibel existential rage, surgical verbal destruction of umpires. The iconic "You Cannot Be Serious" tirade at Wimbledon in 1981. Possessed perhaps the greatest touch and feel at the net in tennis history. 2000s, Marat Safin, industrial-scale racket destruction and existential brooding. Dropping his shorts to celebrate winning an impossibly hard point at Roland Garros. A towering physical force with an unreturnable fluid two-handed backhand. Modern, Nick Kyrgios, underhand serves, constant banter with crowds, and open apathy toward the sport. Conversing with celebrities mid-match and serving between his legs against top seeds. Unbelievable natural hand-eye coordination, arguably the most lethal, unreadable serve of his era. The verdict: why the villains matter. It's easy for tennis purists to condemn these players. They pick up hefty fines, they break equipment, and they occasionally cross the line into genuine disrespect. But if you take a step back, a deeper truth emerges. Tennis desperately needs them. Every great story requires friction. The historic runs of Bjorn Borg are immortal because he had the fiery McEnroe pushing him to the brink. Rafael Nadal's legendary discipline shines even brighter when contrasted against the chaotic electricity of a Kyrgios match. The bad boys pull back the curtain on the immense stress of an individual sport. They show us the raw, ugly, beautiful reality of human pressure boiling over in real time. They turn a quiet afternoon at a country club into an unmissable, high-stakes psychological thriller. And for that, every sports fan should be secretly grateful. Enjoyed this deep dive into the wildest personalities on the tour? Make sure to smash that like button, drop a comment below letting us know who your favorite tennis rebel is, and hit subscribe so you never miss another breakdown of sports history's most fascinating characters. As promised, take a moment to check out the description for exceptional products and supplements aimed at enhancing your performance, and use promo code YT20 for 20% off your first order. Also, follow us on Instagram and TikTok for more captivating content. While you're here, feel free to delve into our channel for other intriguing videos. See you in the next one.